I never could have predicted that a simple case of the flu would turn my world upside down. That day, feeling weak and feverish, I left work early, eager to get home and rest. But what greeted me wasn't the comfort of my home, it was devastation. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed a pickup truck I didn't recognize parked in front of my house. I thought nothing of it at first, blaming my foggy head for the paranoia. But as I stepped inside, a strange stillness hung in the air. The house was too quiet. I called out for my wife, Beth, expecting her to greet me or at least respond. But no answer came. That's when I heard it, low, muffled sounds drifting from the direction of our bedroom. My heart pounded. The flu wasn't the only thing making my stomach churn. I moved down the hallway, each step heavier than the last. The bedroom door was ajar. Through the narrow opening, I saw the unimaginable, Beth, my wife of 24 years, in bed with another man. My breath caught. Time seemed to freeze. In a single moment, everything I thought I knew shattered. This wasn't just the collapse of my marriage, it was the spark that ignited a transformation. My life, once built around trust, love, and routine, was now burning to the ground. And from those ashes, something new was about to emerge. Before I share how that happened, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Every day, we share real stories like mine, filled with hard truths and life-changing lessons. If this story resonates with you, leave a comment below, hit the like button, and stay with me. Back to that Thursday morning, I'd barely made it halfway through my workday when the flu took over. Concerned about others, my boss urged me to head home. I imagined Beth making me tea, maybe some soup, and helping me recover. Instead, I came home to betrayal. Despite the unfamiliar truck, I brushed off suspicion. I parked my car on the street and walked up to the front door, hoping Beth would care for me. But the silence inside was unnerving. I called her name, no reply. Then I heard those unmistakable sounds coming from the bedroom. My pulse quickened. A voice inside warned me, "Don't go in. You can't unsee this." But I had to know. I reached the door, peered through the opening, and there she was, tangled in the arms of a stranger. Her moans filled the room. "Oh, God, give it to me!" she cried, her voice echoing like a slap to my soul. Rage, heartbreak, and disbelief collided within me. How had I not seen this coming? I stood there, motionless, fists clenched, watching as the woman I loved gave herself to another man without shame. As her body arched and the man groaned, a strange calm settled over me. This wasn't just betrayal, it was a release. Quietly, I pulled out my phone and snapped a few clear photos. Beth's face, twisted in ecstasy. The man's hand gripping her waist. I whispered to myself, "You'll never forget this." Though every part of me wanted to storm and scream, demand answers, I didn't. I simply turned away and walked out, cold and silent. On my way through the garage, I spotted a screwdriver, knelt by the stranger's truck, and drove it into all 4 tires. Maybe it was petty, but in that moment, it was my only act of control. I got into my car and drove off, tears blurring the road. I didn't know where I was headed, only that I couldn't go back. My world had collapsed in an instant. Hours later, I stopped at a clinic to grab flu medication and then checked into a cheap motel on the far side of town. That night, I lay awake in a foreign bed, fevered and heartbroken, replaying every second of what I'd seen. Beth called again and again. I ignored each one. What could she possibly say? By morning, I called my office and took time off. I needed space, not just from my job, but from everything. Ending my marriage wasn't enough. I needed a strategy. That day, I spoke with a lawyer, emptied my personal accounts, and began unraveling the life Beth and I had built together. I wasn't just walking away, I was reclaiming my life. Quick break. If you love your parents, show some support. Like this video and subscribe. If you don't, leave a comment saying hate, but I doubt you will. Back to my story. When I finally returned home to collect my things, Beth was waiting in the kitchen. Her eyes were puffy, her face pale. "Peter, please can we talk?" she begged. "Just give me a chance." I looked her in the eyes and said flatly, "There's nothing left, Beth." I saw everything. I was there. Tears streamed down her face. "I love you." He meant nothing. It was a stupid mistake. A mistake. I scoffed. "You don't accidentally sleep with someone in our bed, Beth." That wasn't a mistake. That was a choice. She tried to reach for me, sobbing. Please, we can fix this. I don't know why I did it. I just wanted to feel something different. But I need you. I stepped back and shook my head. I don't need you anymore. Someone out there will love me without betrayal. Beth collapsed to the floor, crying uncontrollably. It was just sex, Peter. It meant nothing. Then our marriage must have meant nothing too, I replied, voice hollow. I turned and started packing. She begged me to stop, to talk, to forgive. But I was done. Her tears no longer moved me. Her apologies felt meaningless. The woman I had once adored was gone. In her place was a stranger. Over the next few weeks, I began rebuilding my life. I stayed at the motel, filed for divorce, and left my job. For the first time in years, I had no obligations, no commitments, no ties. I was finally free. And then, the unexpected happened. I met Maureen McDermott, a woman with striking red hair and eyes that mirrored my own pain and resilience. We met through mutual friends, and instantly something clicked. Like me, she had been wounded. But together, we found comfort and healing. Maureen helped me believe in love again. With her, I didn't feel broken. I felt whole. Each day with her reminded me that Beth's betrayal hadn't destroyed me. It had freed me. Looking back now, I realized that what felt like the worst moment of my life was actually a turning point. I was no longer trapped in a loveless shell of a marriage. I had found new purpose, new love, and most importantly, my true self. Sometimes it takes heartbreak to open your eyes. Sometimes freedom begins with a broken heart.